Alright, part 2 of things that I'm telling you, but I'm really telling myself. You are not being watched as closely as you think you are. Nowhere near. And that's true because my last video got 100 views. But my point is, the fear that holds most people back isn't actually the fear of failure. It's the fear of being seen failing. It's the fear of that social media channel that you're hiding and not telling anyone about getting discovered, and you've got an accumulative 4 views across 12 videos. Literally nothing to be ashamed about. You've literally done more than most people ever will that secretly want to get into content creation. Yet that's the uncomfortable part. It's the people seeing it, which is ironic because on social media, you need people to see it. You want people to see it. That's the whole currency of social media. But I digress. When you reframe your mindset around it, it's actually like, it's an uncomfortable truth, but it's also freeing in the sense that nobody is paying attention to you in the way that you think they are. And that's not an insult. Doesn't mean you don't matter to anyone. It's just that everyone else is the main character in their own story, and they're too busy worrying about their own story to be worrying about yours. And there's a reason that it feels untrue, but it is true. The way I like to think about it is using the gym as an analogy, right? Everyone's ideal thing is that empty gym. You know, you turn up there, there's not a single other person in there. All the equipment, everything's there for you to use how you want without the fear of judgment or the fear of someone looking at you in a way that you don't want them to, blah, blah, blah. Whatever that reason is. But now when you think about it, when do you go to the gym and watch other people like that and judge other people? Every single person in that gym is worrying about what it is they've got to do. They've got to lift that weight. They've got to do that stretch. They've got to do whatever they're doing. That's all they're thinking about. They're not thinking about you. They're not watching your form. They couldn't even tell you what exercises you've done since you've been in there. And that's exactly the same with just about anything, to be honest. And I'm even talking about your friends, people around you. Obviously, yeah, maybe best friends, close family, people that you're close with intentionally, and you tell them everything you're doing. Obviously, yes, they're going to see it. Are you worried about what they're going to think? The most likely people that are going to support you? No. So the more you start to believe this, it changes what you're actually willing to do and removes a lot of that friction. And don't get me wrong, it's not a band-aid fix. You don't just tell yourself it once and then that fear is completely gone, or that feeling is completely gone. Everyone obviously still naturally feels a part of it, but we shouldn't, because the more we think it, the more it costs us. The business idea or social media channel that you'd never started because you imagined people laughing. The thing you didn't wear, say, or post because there was this imaginary audience in your head that were never really watching that you thought would judge you if you did. There's a version of you that's been shrunk down for years, performing for all these people who, for argument's sake, don't exist, in the sense that they're not watching you. They don't care. No one cares. And that's the annoying part. The people that you think would care the most don't. They're too busy worrying about what's going on in their head and their lives to worry about what to think about yours. And sometimes, to put this into perspective, I often think about creators and sort of like famous creators and all that kind of stuff. Do you understand like the level that you've got to be for people to even give a shit about seeing you in public or paying attention to, oh, this person was here, this person went there, whatever? Some of the biggest creators in the world, millions of subs, millions of subscribers, like lots of hype and buzz around them online, can live semi-normal lives because of this whole thing of no one cares that much. Like, obviously at that level, people do care, yes. But we build it up in our heads that like the second that we step out of our comfort zone, everyone else is going to notice. But the fact is, even if you notice someone else coming out of their comfort zone or doing something they haven't normally do, me making this video, for example, like you just don't care. No one cares. And you just start acting based on what you actually want because you realize, oh, I've built up this mental barrier in my head. But that's the only place it exists. It's not real. Nothing's real. And should I tell you why? I've Twitch streamed. I've had YouTube channels. I've had a podcast. Tell me who gives a shit about any of them. Yes, I've stopped uploading and doing all of them until now. However, even the people that were enjoying it, other than a select few for my podcast, shout out, you know who you are, don't care. Like, the whole struggle of a creator, especially when you're starting off, is building up enough of a content library, getting people to see you enough so that they do care and they care about what you want, and you don't have to constantly provide value to strangers as a stranger. They get to know you and then they care about you. But for the people like you and me who this video is for, I promise you no one cares as much as you think it does. And I say that in the most freeing way possible. Do what you want to do. The scariest part is actually realizing all the things that you did do or haven't done yet because of what people might think. So whatever this thing is that you've been sitting on because you think people are watching or they're going to judge or they're going to think this, they're going to think that, I promise you they're not. Go do the thing. No one cares.